think about that. Hi.
Yeah.
It's funny. Hi.
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 I'm complaining about Amazon.
That's a
Have
daily,
you ever?
It's a daily
It's
thing
Have you ever?
around
Monday.
here.
Have you ever switched the flavor of your deodorant, and then for the whole day you get this weird smell?
They're like, what is that?
Yeah, I'm like, what is this fresh smell?
Why are we calling it a flavor of deodorant?
Yeah, that don't confuse people.
We don't eat
See,
deodorant
look.
either.
Don't eat the deodorant. They know this.
It's like don't eat the soap.
You're not supposed to eat the deodorant?
Don't eat the deodorant. Don't
No.
eat. They're all very
No.
confused by it. They don't like this.
I know it smells good,
The people don't
but
like
it
this.
doesn't taste good. Maybe it tastes good for you. Not good for you though.
Wait a minute.
See? I knew it.
No.
I knew
Don't eat
it.
the
I
paint
knew
either.
it was gonna
Broken
turn.
chef.
It's your fault.
I lick the stick clean before I use it every time.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Help me, chat. Help me. Or actually, you know what? Screw you, chat. You're just gonna do crazy things. Jen, help me, please.
No, right.
Okay, so let me just tell you something. A little story about Jen. She's known. She's
We're all
known
in
all
this
this for over 8
individually.
years. For over 8 years, she's known this,
Uh-huh.
and she's still right there.
That's true.
Well, that's true.
So I don't know that
This
there's
is a
anything
life-
she's going
this
to
is a
offer
life
you
choice.
that is going to make life any different.
This is a life
Chat,
choice, Jordan.
She's going to
This is-
teach you how to laugh at it and just go with the flow.
Oh, I laugh at
just
it.
go
100%.
go with the flow. Just go with the flow. If not elbow, why look like brush soap? Are we talking about deodorant still? I don't understand.
Don't use brush soap on your armpits
I don't
as
understand.
deodorant.
I don't
not
understand
what
these
it's designed
conversations
for.
we're having.
Yep.
I feel like it's my body, my choice.
I mean, yeah.
Well, then you better be prepared for people to start commenting that on all of our Facebook posts
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
going to happen now.
We're just gonna.
Hopefully,
It's gonna pop
hopefully
up.
the stats are correct and there are only 6 people right now watching, and that it will only be them.
Yes, that's why I'm doing it right now.
And these are people
It's just
who,
for you,
who
chat.
are friends. So please, T. Schmid, Paint Liquor. Come on.
Hi, Paint
we're
Liquor,
good. We're
Bakamaru,
friends.
Lion
Please don't
Creative,
do that.
Broken Chef, Law Dog.
Baka, no, please don't.
Man,
Please
this is
don't
literally
start
the
it.
worst color I've ever seen it. Is it Thor Spas?
Okay, Paint Liquor's got to restart because Twitch is freaking out, so hopefully he didn't hear that.
T Schmidt, what's up?
Nerd Gun says I wouldn't clip this and
No.
put it on loop.
Oh.
Face Smasher, what's going on? Thank you for the follow. All right, everybody. Would you like a goldfish?
Yes. Can I have a goldfish?
There you go. Reach in
I
and
had
grab
a
one.
bag of goldfish already.
Hey, somebody
Reach in and
likes
grab
this.
one. There you go. I brought enough for everybody. Thanks. Omicron, what's happening? There.
Oh.
That was so close!
That was so close.
Oh, it looked, you know what? You could have sold that as a catch because it looked like it on the
I'm
wall.
gonna be honest. I'm really sad now because that hit me like right here.
Okay, here we go.
Yes!
Victory!
It's like going to the
Victory!
teppanyaki place where they toss a little shrimp
Victory!
in your mouth.
See? I feed Jordan.
You do.
Captured live on stream.
Yeah.
No, T. Schmidt,
Proof.
the brush soap, if you want to use the brush soap in the shower, that's on you. It's a very expensive soap for, body cleaning purposes, but you do you on that. We're talking about the eating the paint and eating the soap.
And how we
And
should
all
be
of
doing
that.
not that.
You should not be doing those things as responsible adults, which I know some of you will push back on, but you're all responsible adults.
Sable armpit hair.
Ah, this works so nice today.
Squad Tomato, 22 months. Thank you.
Only 22 months?
So
Man,
that
that'd be rookie numbers.
liar tag is getting so close.
You can almost taste it.
I know. As I said, responsible adults, I questioned myself.
Broken Chef
I
says
really did.
responsible. Oh, so now we're name calling?
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
I knew as soon as I said it, I wished I could have like had a rewind button to prevent it,
Well,
but
huzzah, huzzah.
I said it.
I'll just throw back
Nah,
my
you just gotta
legs
own
and
it.
pollute
and then
my
I
britches
did. That's
with
why I said
delight.
I know,
Yeah.
but you guys are you're all responsible.
Don't eat the liar tags.
Yeah, don't do that either.
Law Dog says responsible and having responsibilities are two different things.
No, they're not. They're not. They're the same.
You know how I know he's right? Because I drive.
Well,
I've seen all you people on the streets out there.
but see, that's why it's a problem, because they are supposed to be responsible and they're choosing not to be. You give people way too much freedom.
Watch as I've been called many things, but responsible adult is not one of them. Heckling the stream really is the highlight of your workday. We're glad we give you this outlet. Irresponsibility is way more fun, though.
For a limited time.
Well, it
is.
depends on what we're talking about. I'm one of the ones that feels like if you're driving a 4,000-pound death machine, you should probably find responsibility in your pocket.
Yes, we had this conversation yesterday. It seems like you would
Your
instantly
adult
put
brain
on
cells
your
would tell you that when you're
responsibility
behind
hat.
the wheel, the most important thing you're doing is piloting said death machine.
I would make the argument that the weight restriction on that should be much lower than 4,000-pound death machine.
I mean, a bicycle.
Uh-huh.
Let's be responsible on our bicycles.
Yeah, I feel
a
like
20-pound
bicycles,
bike
too.
can
We
also
had
be a death
okay.
machine.
Here's a
Yeah.
good lesson for everyone in chat,
That is true.
and to pass it on. After I say this, we were contacted today through our support at monumenthobbies.com by a woman who said my son loves your products. He has, thousands of miniatures, and all he uses is your paint. He had a whole bunch of your stickers on the back of his car, and his car got totaled because someone ran into him while they were texting and driving. And she's like, I want to replace all of his stickers, but I can't find a place to buy them. And I said, well, I will send them to you. Where can I send them?
In
But-
exchange for a picture of the back of his total
Well-
car with monument stickers on it, because we could have some fun with that. Not to make light of the situation, but
But yes, so let's be responsible behind the wheel of a car, first and foremost.
Yes.
Very, very important.
Jin didn't even have to get a DUI for that PSA to go off. Fuse gets the grift.
I would hope that if it was a grift, they would be asking for more than stickers. Unless it's their first time.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking that we could do cool stuff with the picture.
Oh.
Monument Hobbies, with you through thick and thin.
Yeah.
We saved that, man. Our stickers. Saved that.
I don't think we can advertise that.
No.
No, we
No.
probably shouldn't put that in writing.
Probably shouldn't put that.
No. That, you know what? Jason, you are a creator of many wonderful ideas.
That is not one of them.
Not one of your greatest.
No.
Monument Hobbies stickers. Save your life in a car crash.
No.
Not
Definitely
Get
not
the
the best
attorneys on the
idea.
line.
I've
Not
heard all
ready
day.
to
Get
make
the attorneys on
those
the line.
claims. There is nothing protective about our
I
stickers.
saw a man say on the internet that if I put this sticker on my car, I'd live through
They're
anything.
not. Stop saying that. They're not even. They're not even meant for cars. So don't.
Yeah, that's funny. They're not,
No.
actually. Like,
I
they're
wonder
not
how they
UV
hold
resistant.
up though.
Huh?
I wonder how they hold. I mean, they.
If you're not in Arizona, they're probably do okay.
Yeah. Well, but I'm wondering if they like in rain and snow and stuff. What they.
Probably fine.
Yeah, they're not vinyl. They're just laminated paper.
Huh.
Right side, stickers lived. Well, so did he.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Because she did say he has a new car. So.
Yeah, I'm glad we clarified that this gentleman happened to survive this accident.
Red Zypho says I've had one in my car about 6 months. So far, so good.
Good.
That surprises me.
Yeah.
Because
They
they're just
don't fade
laminated
or
paper
anything?
stickers. It is UV lamination, so they shouldn't fade, but the
okay.
paper sticker part of it makes
Yeah.
it seem like if it rained on them,
I
that
know,
you'd
that's
just
why I was
lose it.
saying, if it rains,
Turn
like,
to chaff.
might be kind of gross. I don't know.
But obviously, that is not the case.
All right, I got a new horse. Got a new horse guy to paint today. He got big old banner.
I mean, Source, this seems like an obvious choice to me because can you interact with the end times, the return of Nagash? Like you can interact here. The other driver was a Citadel CEO, clearly. It was a hit. Big paint. Looking to take him out.
We're taking out big paint.
Yeah.
One sticker related car crash at a time.
I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend.
Had a delightful weekend. It was full of much commander.
I can't see this name because it's too dark.
I know.
Thor's Paws. I put the stickers on my deodorant.
I put the stickers on my deodorant.
Oh my gosh.
Matt Wellman said,
As you should.
"Hey, I'm trying to paint some flamers. I've been using inks, going from white or yellow to a smoke ink on the top. I've tried using transparents, but did not get the best results. Do you have any ideas for painting flames?"
What made the results not to your liking with the transparents? Because that would be, they work just like inks.
Yeah, I was about to say,
so you're
that would
probably
be the
not
way I would
thinning
do it.
them enough. They come out super vibrant, so the inks may not have been as vibrant. So I'm interested to hear what, because that would be my go-to. The same way you just talked about painting with inks, paint with transparents. It's just you have to get the transparent paint to be the vibrancy that you're really looking for. They mix great. You can wet blend them. You can do all sorts of crazy stuff with flame.
I said I didn't feel that I was getting the best transitions along the way. The orange, my favorite transparent, seemed to take over.
Let's see here. You're painting flames, like actual flames. So you want to start with your lightest color, and you want to move to your darkest color, leaving your previous color in the, for flames, in the recesses or the deepest part of the flame. Because the hottest part is going to be the brightest part, which is the base of the flame, or wherever the source of the flame is. So starting with like painting the whole thing yellow, or glazing the whole thing yellow. Let me be a little bit more specific, with thinned down yellow transparent, and then glazing over your orange on top of it, but leaving a portion of that yellow at the base where it's just yellow. And
Well, I'm gonna break in here because orange may not be a necessity, because you can just go yellow to red. You get orange.
Yes, you can do that too.
So if you don't have a large area, I would forego even using orange, because blending your red will give you the more subtle orange that you need coming out of the yellow, and then work that to red. So you cut a step out, you still get your orange, right? You can play with that. The orange, you could also just, if you don't want to change your process, just thin the orange down more. Because the orange is being too up front at the end of your blending, right? Then just thin the orange down more. So you have to do either more layers, or basically just try harder to get the orange to stick out as much. And that'll help too. I'm trying to think. It would have to be a fairly large surface for me to use orange, because the red will typically give me the orange with the yellow. But I could see doing it. You might do the yellow into red, get the orange going, and then glaze orange back in to make sure that the orange is punchy enough. If your yellow to red blend didn't give you 100% of what you were looking for, that would probably be a good way to do it too.
So that may be what I'm doing incorrectly. I will try it.
Yeah, use the orange as kind of a backup to how the red and the yellow interplay, rather than starting there, and see how that does. Yellow, like with just your regular paint, will be the least punchy of all of that, so you just have to be careful how you cover it, because it will start to take on the feel of whatever you blend into it. And realize you can also use like golden yellow paint or warm yellow paint. You don't have to use transparents. Just because you're painting with transparents doesn't mean that everything you do in that scenario has to be a transparent. They work fantastic with our other colors. So if you find the yellow getting hidden too much, use like warm yellow or golden yellow that have, you know, a more opaque starting point, and then do transparents over those, you know. You could almost like do white as the base for your flame, paint the whole thing golden yellow, then use the orange and the red transparents over the top of that until you finally pull it all up to the oranges and the reds that you want. It'd be kind of cool. There's all sorts of ways to try it. But it sounds like you're on the right foot. Just dialing in the way the yellow is visible through it all, so the base of your flame, like Jordan was saying, isn't just a warmer orange.
Revikara said, I want to clip Jason out of context as answering that question as try harder.
Ah.
That's about the type of advice that he usually gets. Just try harder.
I wonder where Monument would be
If we just said try harder.
right now if 8 years ago we had taken that approach.
Yeah.
Just try harder.
We wouldn't be here, I don't think.
Yeah, I think people would have taken.
How do I do a thing? You just get better.
Yeah.
Good scrub. Well, because
Yeah.
it's funny, because I transitioned my stream over from video games, where a lot of times that was our fun answer. Get good, scrub.
Yeah, just get good.
Gotta get good.
Well, and didn't you say you stopped playing a certain game because people kind of made you feel that way in the community?
No, I stopped playing World of Tanks because I became that guy,
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was playing in the in and amongst all the World of Tanks streamers, and I became the guy that was like killing my teammates because they wouldn't get out of my way, and they were causing the team to lose. World of Tanks is a game that you have like 12 to 15 people on your team, and their matchmakers suck so bad that you'd have 5 or 6 of those people be brand new players, which should never have to get put in with players that have been playing for so long. And it would just cause all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
You know,
I can see how
that was typical. You could insert PvP video game name here. As they got a little long in the tooth, fewer people playing, matchmakers struggling because you have 2 ways that can go. It either takes you forever to find a game because it can't match you with anybody of your skill level, or it starts broadening the range of people it puts together.
Yeah.
And so the easy way to keep your game with some oomph is to broaden the range of people it puts together. And unfortunately, that's what gets people pissed off.
Yeah. Source wants to know if you ever paint in sub-assembly.
Hardly
parts,
ever.
Parts like shields, arms, heads.
Hardly ever. Very rarely will I find that it is advantageous to me to do so.
Lumberjack Tim, hello.
You got robbed at gunpoint last wipe in Tarkov, and you still haven't played since?
That sounds horrible. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds horrible.
I don't know what any of that means, but that sounds bad. Tim, what's happening?
Hi, Tim.
They would...
Hi, Delta.
The wipes in video
Car,
games,
hi.
as they go through their beta period or whatever, you know, they just clear the slate and you lose everything and have to start over again.
Oh,
You know?
that's frustrating.
It can be very, very frustrating, for sure.
Bakamara said, I never do sub-assembly. I'm a proud believer in if I cannot reach it to paint it, no one's going to see it.
Yeah.
That's
Some
quite
assemblies
true.
can be really good for some models that are just really, really difficult to like, you can just see it. It's going to create a tight crevice, like Baka's saying, but it might be in an area where you really need to paint. Generally, it's going to be things that are like covering face or upper areas of the body. Shields I don't really worry about. Guns across the chest I don't really worry about unless it's maybe there's something specific I care about. So I build models and don't do sub-assemblies, but rarely.
Yeah,
Like,
I occasionally do.
The thing that I would say I do it in is like stuff like with Morgana Le Fay, right? Is that she has all sorts of things that go on the base that just get in the way, right? So they make painting more difficult because they just kind of stick like in that hole and all these things. So I'll paint them separately. But the main model, I feel like it's harder to find your values correctly if you're painting everything on like 15 different corks. Plus, I also don't like having to put them together and figure out how to make those join lines disappear later on.
Yep.
If you pre-fit a model and you know that, oh, this goes together and it's like a cape and it covers everything and there's no way to tell you put it on later, then that stuff would be good.
Thor's pause. Jason uses the pistol grip for sure. Jordan, do you ever use the pistol grip airbrush?
No, mostly
the top.
just because the one that I have on my side is not the pistol grip one.
Oh, yeah. You just
Yeah.
grab whatever's closer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we took the pistol grip off the rack because we have the .2 and the .3 are the two brushes we're using right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's definitely more like convenience of what we have more than it is like a choice of I don't want to use
It's
this.
sitting right there. It just doesn't have a hose connected to it.
Yeah.
Thor's pause. If you have questions about it, you can definitely type them here in chat because they do both use it.
Yeah, we have both used it before, obviously. Jason has used it extensively, and I've used it since being here, but the one that we use all the time
Yeah.
here is...
It's literally,
I
it's on my side of the desk because I use it the most.
Yeah.
But yeah, sitting right here. Probably needs to be cleaned. You hope nobody ever finds that missing F-35. It wasn't like over the Carolinas.
There's a
Just gone.
There's a
Pilot
missing.
bailed out yesterday.
Wait, what happened?
Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, U.S. F-35
So the
pilot bailed out.
Pilot bailed out. They found the pilot, but no plane.
Over the Carolina. Oh yeah, I mean they know him. He bailed out and parachuted.
Holy cow!
They
Maybe
don't
it
know what
crashed
plane
into
it
the
is.
mountains or something.
Oh, he put the plane on autopilot?
Oh. So it
Wait,
just
wait, wait,
flew
wait, wait.
off. Well, it can't fly forever. It's got to have crashed somewhere.
Wait. This part I didn't know.
Aliens. All right, I'm googling because I did not hear anything.
Yeah, I need to know more. We need to know more.
We need
This
more
requires more information and deeper diving of knowledge.
Proving that my phone is listening, I started to type in MIS, and one of the options was missing F-35. How did it know? How did it know?
Because it's listening to
Because
you.
it's
Jen.
listening. All right. 2 hours ago.
They're like, this is convenient, isn't it? And you're
U.S.
like,
asks for help finding missing F-35 fighter jet after pilot ejects during mishap. That's crazy. They said they are certain it's no longer flying. The first line of the article is, a U.S. fighter jet's stealth abilities appear to be working too well, with authorities forced to ask the public for help finding an F-35 that went missing somewhere over South Carolina.
That's hilarious.
Hey, do any of you have a plane in your backyard?
Yeah. Hey, anybody, just be on the lookout. Show up anytime.
There'll be a loud bang. Don't worry. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, humans.
Yeah, it was left in autopilot mode when the pilot ejected. Could have remained airborne for some time, though as of noon Monday they were certain it was no longer flying. Oh my gosh.
Wild. That's wild.
Do we have proof that he actually took off? Or is this some scam?
Did he actually take off?
I mean, I could
He was in a Cessna
I
trainer.
could put a parachute on and walk around and make it look like I just ejected out of a plane.
You could do that.
But would you?
This is Jen.
If I had a
She had a flight
reason,
suit
if
and
I
like
had
all
a
the
good
hoses
reason,
and
I
stuff
would.
and could pull it off, she'd do something.
I would.
Hilarious.
The incident attracted some criticism. You think?
Sounds like it.
A representative from South Carolina saying in a social media post, "How in the hell do you lose an F-35?"
Well, you see here.
Yeah. How is there not a tracking device? Oh my gosh. That is crazy. I don't know how I didn't hear about that.
Man,
yesterday.
can you imagine what the upper management of the Air Force are thinking right now, where they're like, man, I really don't want to have to like send this out,
Oh my god.
but we kind of need help finding this plane.
Exactly.
Like, this is gonna suck. There's no good way to write this. Can you imagine the person writing that
Yeah.
whatever
Right.
the,
Punisher.
that bulletin or whatever? Just
Punisher.
like, man, this is gonna go over so well.
Yeah. Punisher said now the government is like, so our stealth plane is too stealth and we can't find it. Help?
Help, please.
Dearest
Help.
Carolinians, can you
Send
please all
help.
look up and let us know if you see it?
My gosh.
Yeah, exactly. The government can find $75 in your mattress, but they can't find a
Right?
$1 billion aircraft.
Oh my god.
Don't get me started.
The
That's
ballerist
actually really
way to go AWOL.
I think Baca's like plane definitely had monument stickers on it.
Well, and then no, Thorspaw said, let's find it and put monument stickers on it.
Yep. Down. I'm down.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure that we want to have those questions being asked of us.
Oh my gosh.
We were
that's
just waiting for
crazy.
the right time to tell them. You know?
Excuse me, Monument Hobbies. Why do you have papers on our on this military hardware? I don't know. We
I
didn't put
mean,
it
we
there.
have a large portion of the hobby community are in the military
Oh, for
or
sure.
veterans. Oh my goodness. Twitch Summerlin, thank you for the bits.
What an interesting thing to start a Monday with.
Yeah.
So, anybody find that F-35
Yeah.
stealth fighter?
Michael R. Murphy, the one that Jason is painting, if you consider that a miniature, is one that we're making, yes. And there will be other designs of this one as well.
bills, y'all.
And then other than that, other than this one and the others that are going to be similar to it, we have the Journeyman and Minework miniatures on our website. If you were in charge of PR for this, why would you admit that you don't know where the plane is? You could just stay silent until it's found. I think if people though,
Except that the pilot twittered his whole ride out of the plane.
I was gonna say if
Probably.
people find out about the pilot and they don't have any information about the plane, they're gonna ask, and then that probably will look bad too.
Yeah. The pilot probably did a selfie shot
Yeah.
video of him floating down. Hashtag oops. Hashtag
So that's
where's-
what that button
Made
is.
it out.
Waldo?
Made it out with the little hands up emoji.
Yeah, marked safe from losing my F-35. Don't tell my boss.
When your boss is the government, the minute you open your mouth,
I don't know
you
that he
told your
actually
boss.
tweeted. I think that was just a funny that Jason was saying. But I mean, who knows?
That just makes the story that much
That
better.
does make it more fun.
I'm going to go with that. That feeling when you know your boss isn't going to be pleased when you hit back to the office.
Yeah, it was like,
TSW.
So,
SMH.
General, yeah, I kind of lost my plane.
You did
It's
what?
it's Dude, Where's My Car on a much bigger level.
much more expensive.
It's funny because as a rifleman in the Army, losing a rifle would have killed my career, but losing a plane as a pilot is no big deal.
Oh, I'm sure that person is getting a pretty strict talking to. That's for sure.
Hope they don't garnish my wages for this. Yeah, that's coming out of your paycheck.
Yeah. my guess is, if it was something that was his fault and should have known better, and as a result he had to eject, his career's over.
All it said was a mishap, in quotes, mishap.
That could literally mean anything.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Learn that pilot's name. Search for him in 30 days. See if that name still exists on the internet. You will know immediately whose fault it was. If Google says never heard of him,
Yeah.
then you know it was
Right.
his fault.
Bakamaru said, Jason, I would like to personally apologize for the sin I am committing while I work today.
You best not be eating paint.
Marco's videos have convinced me to try oils. Is that a sin? Why is that a sin?
Good old Marco.
The air intake sucked in one of the covers. Oh, because they have to have like the radar dampening stuff all over the place, right? Ran into Iron Man. He ran into a UFO.
Oh, that could be the mishap. It was taken over by aliens.
Let's go with that.
Hijacked
Yeah.
by aliens.
That's why you can't find the plane.
Yeah, because
Because the aliens had to make sure
they
they
took
kept
it.
the plane and the video for
Oh
their
my gosh.
insurance.
Totally. That's exactly what happened.
The aliens were like, "You're not getting away with this, damn it!" So they got the plane for evidence, and
Yeah.
so their insurance company will pay them back.
They had to take it to their intergalactic
Yeah, they got to
insurance
take it back
agency.
to like you know the whatever the nearest star system is where they live.
It's aliens. That's it. Easy.
This is what we get for spinning the telescope up in orbit. Do you think the telescope set some aliens off? You think that's what they
Ah.
watch for?
Maybe.
Oh, look, they can see us. Put your pants back on. We gotta go nuke them. Naked alien life is over as we know it. They have a telescope. Yeah, it's like the peeping toms from the Milky Way.
Oh my god.
So now they gotta come stomp the humans. That would make for a good book.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of... See, we're more creative than Hollywood on this channel, I will have you know.
It's true. It's true.
Just come hang out with Monument for
Well,
a couple
huzzah,
weeks, and I
huzzah.
guarantee we will
Well,
have written
I
enough
mean,
movies to
We
last
need
Hollywood
to
for a
start
year.
making a list of ideas.
Ah man, Hollywood's
Slayer
so
Street,
bad
what's
right
going
now.
on?
Hollywood is genuinely so bad right now.
Nick Pie, thank you for the sub.
Sucks.
61 months.
Like everything's either historical fiction
Where they get it
Or-
all wrong.
where they get it all wrong, or they're like
Take
we're gonna-
something old and make it new,
Yeah.
but
Or sequels of old things that don't need sequels, like The Matrix. That never needed to be redone. Or not redone, but it never needed a sequel.
First up is Septic Santa. Big Bob, you were stuck on Septic Santa. Wad says, maybe it's just that the planes are made like crap and
Yeah.
executives are pocketing most of the cost. No. McDonnell Douglas is raping the U.S. government? No. Get into media and video games. That worked out well for Privateer Press. She's like, was that my outside voice?
Source has a good question. Would adding regular PA paint to the metallics work to change its color slightly? Like making it darker or lighter silver? Yes.
The transparents, for sure.
Transparent.
Yeah, the transparents are definitely better because it will keep a lot of that shine. If you add the non-transparents to the metallics, it'll dull them down a little bit just because you're adding more pigment. And it's like you have a jar of pigment, you have a jar of metallic flake. This is the paint, and you mix them together. It's less. You get a mixture of the two, so it's less shiny. That's what's happening when you mix opaque pigment-based paints into other metallics. So yes, it works, but I like to do it a lot, but I like to do it as my shading layers to get like slightly different color. Like I did it a lot on this guy, but I did it in the shadowed areas here. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera. Is where I would mix it in. And then for the highlight colors, if I want to get that, you know, how I get this kind of bluish color, I mix transparent blue, transparent green, and a touch of transparent brown into it to get that kind of like earthy blue. So, and I'm about to do it on this guy, so you can watch me do it.
IDK just Dave said, damn, that Jordan guy can paint.
Hey, like I've been doing this once or twice.
Slayer Street said, are you done with that guy already? I assume he's
This guy?
asking you.
Yeah, this guy's done.
I don't finish models.
Well, and you're not painting a guy, so.
Yeah, this guy done. He done.
Oh.
He done
what's
enough
up?
for now. But yeah, this guy done too.
Horse guy, yeah.
The mini me,
What's up, Mo?
Mini old Jordan.
mini old Jordan. And then we got dude with purple smoke. We got other guy.
Other guy.
Big head guy.
Yep, big head guy.
Big head, short body.
Who kind of reminds me of God, what's his name? We mentioned him the other day. It's the guy who plays Elrond in Lord of the Rings.
Put him back up there?
You'd have to like look at his face in person.
Oh. First
It's
time I
really
looked at
subtle.
it made me think of Akira.
Here, look at the structure of his eyes, his nose, and his mouth together, and you'll see.
That's a little too intimate for me in a model. I'm not really into it.
Okay.
Makes me feel weird.
Hugo
It
Weaving.
definitely looks like Hugo Weaving though.
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, Hugo Weaving. All right. Let me grab some.
The fluorescent looks amazing. You think you'd have a hard time finding use in 40K aside from green goop and plasma weapons and eye lenses and ends of guns. It's definitely an effect, right? But there's tons of effects in 40K. Necron tubes, right? There's all sorts of stuff like that.
Morning Tide, I believe, yes. Jordan, are those all from the Cities of Sigmar box?
Yep.
Yes.
Why, yes, they are. Where'd my sword go? What the heck?
Gentleman Paints, good day.
Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Dark silver. Some brown wash. White gold. Where is my silver? I am blind.
What are you looking for?
Silver.
Silver.
Yeah. It's not those. Did I put it in the wrong spot on my thing?
No.
No.
Never.
Couldn't possibly. This is really weird. Did it randomly like get knocked on the ground?
No.
Did you steal it?
Uh,
Did you steal from me for once?
I played the 5th. I haven't used metallic paint in a long time.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Alright, we're gonna do this one paint at a time to make sure I'm not crazy. Even though I'm a little crazy, it's okay.
You're more than a little crazy.
Hey, don't tell them that.
Jordan, they're here every day.
Don't tell them that either.
Don't tell them that they're here every day?
You're not supposed to tell them that.
There'll be a lot of counseling necessary after this stream.
Yep.
Well, if I'm not here, where am I?
I'm here and nowhere. What does that mean?
Here we go. Also, a better story than Hollywood has told in a long time.
True. So true. 58, 49, 54, 60. It goes there. That's cold black. This is like wigging me out super hard, but I can't find the silver. Like not a not bright color either. Really weird.
You just need regular.
Games played poorly said.
Is your silver missing too?
My silver's not here.
Oh,
either.
they're looking.
What the heck?
Did someone come
Like,
and rob
seriously?
silver?
That's very strange.
Yeah.
Like all my other metallics are sitting right here, except for silver.
Yeah, I don't have mine.
Who
either.
came in and stole everyone's
So you stole
silver?
my silver and used it.
Well, hold on now.
That's where this all started.
Who said that I stole your silver?
I did. That was me.
Well, that hurts my feelings.
That was me. Well, I mean, it's not like I didn't have precedent set. Like, you've stolen my stuff before.
That's true.
That's true.
I don't just make this crap up. That's not it.
I found it.
You found it?
Yeah.
Was it right where you left it?
It was literally right in front of me.
I did it the other day, though.
We're gonna.
You could see Percival from 20 feet away, and
I
I'm like,
could.
where's Percival? Like
Yeah.
5 inches from
We're
my nose.
gonna.
And I
we're gonna
can't
pretend
see
that didn't
anything.
happen.
It's on the F-35, says
Yeah,
Big
it's
Bob.
on the F-35. Games played poorly said, so I've been working on custodes, but they still just look meh. I have purple on the tabard and top knot, jade for the blades, but is there anything else you'd suggest to break up the gold a bit more?
Man, that's the hardest thing with them is that there's just so much gold, right? So you have to really nuance the gold, I think, is the big key,
Yeah.
right? Because just like anything, Stormcast Eternals, even Space Marines to some extent, although Space Marines, because of their coloration of anything you want and not having to look like plain metal, I think get a pass. They work a lot better in most cases. Custodes are hard. No, they really are. You know, when I was doing the dirty copper ones, that was the reason why I decided to go that route, is so that you can bust up the metal, right? Because you don't have a lot of choice for other colors, you know? You could do like the eagle on the chest, maybe the scroll work and stuff could be a different color, but more times than not, it's like you're kind of stuck. You
Yeah.
know? You just have so much metal. So bringing as much visual contrast into the metal itself is usually the key, because otherwise you're going to find yourself pushing all those other accent colors like cloaks and top knots and everything to be so different that then it kind of makes the whole thing look cartoony, right? So. You did your Custodes black. Black works.
Doris Paz said, I am here every day. I use this as my alibi. No, that is not an F-35 in my garage.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Don't tell them.
There's like a whole side of your house wiped out. How did that happen? Oh, wind? Smells like jet fuel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the neighbors.
Nerd Gun Painting said, Custodes, try a super thin purple as your recess wash. It's subtle, but it works really well to push the contrast.
Yeah, exactly. You know, anything that can get more detailing on the armor itself is going to help you with all those accent colors feeling better anyway. So that's just the key.
Nick Pye said, need Jason to write a good buddy cop time travel movie set in 1961.
I will find you.
Oh, this means something to you, apparently. I don't get it.
Well, he knows I hate buddy cop movies.
Oh. You hate time travel movies, too?
I hate time travel movies.
And what about 1961? Is
Not
that
sure
a bad
what
year? Bad year for you?
I'm not sure what the relevance of 1961 is. So you may have to tell us that. Hollywood devolves everything into a buddy cop movie. Made Thor a buddy cop movie.
I know, it makes me so mad.
So horrible.
Oh.
That was a deep cut, Nick.
That was a real deep cut.
That was deep, very deep cut. Did I dislike The Last Action Hero? Was that a Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, it was.
I don't know that I remember it. Welcome back, Tim.
I'm sure there's
Very
I'm sure there's a
slightly
new
damaged
version of the
used
iPhone
F-35
coming
for sale.
out.
Cash or credit? Buy it now.
By what now?
The F-35 on eBay.
Oh.
It's up for buy it now. It's not even an auction. Mel Gibson, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Lethal Time Cop. Don't put it past them, man. That'll be the next great blockbuster from Hollywood, straight to video. It used to be
Straight to video.
It used to be. It's funny, right? Because COVID had a big impact on this, but it used to be like the straight to video movies were the ones you could laugh at. You knew you were going to get it and have a good time laughing at it because they were just bad movies, right? Because in the days of VHS, lots of movies came out straight to video, and they were usually knockoffs on other movies, right? And they would always be like, it's funny when you would listen to like Joe Bob Briggs. Joe Bob Goes to the Drive-In. Growing up in Dallas, Texas, Joe Bob Friday Nights was a thing, and he would interview some of these like schlock movie directors and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And
like movies.
and they'd have it in the paper, and you'd be reading it, or you do it on the radio show, and you would always get this one that was always like butthurt because if 20th Century Fox hadn't released theirs first, I'd have been a hit. Like no,
Yeah, you're
no, no. Your version of Star Wars would still not have been a hit. Sorry, that's not how that works. Went straight to video, and but now it's like all the big ones go straight to video too.
Well,
Yep.
because there was no theater to go to.
Is it Joe Bob Briggs? Is he still around, Wad, or is it like the crew that does it? Yeah, Toxic Avenger, exactly. What a horrible movie. Horribly great, if you like that stuff.
Well, when I walked over
Oh, it is him?
to my office right before stream, Jacob, Phil, I think it was Phil, Jacob, and Kyle were talking about something, and as I walked by, Jacob said, Jen, do you have a favorite movie? And I said, yeah, Forrest Gump. And I said, do you? And he said, well, and then Kyle said a movie that I had never heard of, and Jacob was like, no, it's not that. So I'm wondering if it's like some cheesy bad movie.
What was the name of?
I don't remember.
Well,
Get Jacob in here. We must interrogate him further. We must interrogate the
If
man.
Phil is listening right now, he maybe know.
please tell me you're lying about Peter Dinklage doing Toxic Avenger.
What is Toxic Avenger? Oh no, 2 people have said it.
Is Peter Dinklage just trying to become the meme?
What is Toxic Avenger?
No lie.
Oh.
I haven't watched any of the videos, but I've seen a lot of the
have to
thumbnails up all
Google
over the
it.
internet trying to get you
No
to
one
watch
will
them.
tell
The
me.
clickbait ones of Peter Dinklage furious at new Snow White movie for not using real dwarves.
Is it part of the Avengers? Toxic Avenger?
No. Is it part of the Avengers? That is a good question. It should be.
It's right there in the name. It's not a bad question.
Oh, Tim. Trimmers would like to have a talk. Kevin Bacon.
So
Yeah.
the Toxic Avenger is born when meek mop boy Melvin falls into a vat of toxic waste.
Yep.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
And is there a remake? Reboot?
Morning Tide, I'm with you. Now we need a
Sure
Toxie and Avengers team up.
There it is.
Like the Avengers versus the Toxic Avenger needs to happen.
Right there. Everything we know so far about the reboot.
Hey Disney, you want to save your ham? We got an idea. Buy Troma Studios. Toxic Avenger, a horrible movie. Horrible. Hard to watch. I never can. I have a really hard time. I can't say I never can, because in the right group of people, having the right time, you could turn on that movie, and we would all have a blast watching it and making fun of one another. But it almost is like you have to kickstart the evening by having fun with people, and then you just throw them. It's like if you went to a bar, and Toxic Avenger was on, and you were all sitting at the bar or at a table or something, and it could be going on, and you could be like moths to the light at the bar because you were already out having fun. It would be the perfect scenario for a movie like that.
The bar I used to go to that would play the little movie clips.
Right. Yeah. Like I used to go to a bar that used to only play old rubber suit Godzilla flicks. Right.
Okay.
And it was always great. Like it had a huge screen behind the bar with old rubber suit Godzilla flicks.
That's amazing.
And and other kaiju flicks of that era. And like the one with like Godzuki and whatever the King Kong's son, the Japanese King Kong's son was.
Oh, I don't even know.
Like Godzuki used to blow smoke rings. Like Godzilla breathed fire, and his son was this little fat, and blow a smoke ring.
I don't know any of that.
Is Troma still in business? I have no idea. And then up there with Battle for the Best B movies, The Evil Dead would like a word with you too. Did somebody say that? Because I saw
Yeah.
I saw Bruce Campbell's name thrown out there.
Bakamaru said Tremors. What about Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, They Live?
Wait a minute. Are you saying They Live was a B movie?
Yes.
Deathspawn said, so I tried Payne's Gray, Neutral Gray, blue, white blue, and green bolt. I don't know what green bolt titanium is. Okay. Deathspawn, I think, has a question about non-metallic metal. What was the steel one that was being talked about the other day?
I'm assuming they're probably talking about this one.
Oh, just the grays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dark neutral gray, dark warm gray, bright neutral gray, wash.
With
Bright
flesh
neutral
wash.
gray, and then bright neutral gray.
Deathspawn, did you get that? If there's more to your question, maybe retype it, because I was a little lost on that one.
There's a Troma documentary. They Live. I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. I'm all out of bubblegum.
But so what, Deathspawn, was your question about the steel one that they just talked about?
Baka, I do steel with like dark blue or Payne's gray and khaki as well. That's like, what's the most recent one we've done like that?
All of your mechs.
All the mechs were done that way, right?
Yeah, do you want me to grab one for you?
No. It was also
You did it on the Dreadnought.
that guy.
I don't know if you still have the Dreadnought over there.
He's all dark blue and khaki. That's all. This is all Payne's gray and white blue for the steel on the Blood Angels. Right. It was dark blue and khaki for all of the weapon case stuff on my Dark Angels. The dusty gunmetal-y blue stuff, but it's you can see the difference between just the gray steel and then the gunmetal bluish tone on the weapon there. Same thing.
Okay, Despon got the answer he was looking for. I have a hard time sometimes because I look at every single word as a real word.
Trying to decipher chat. That's pretty funny sometimes. Yeah, Tim's right. Just because it's bad now doesn't make it a B movie. Also true.
Well, that's true.
Also true.
Omicron Samurai said thanks again for the explanation on brush control last Monday. I finally caught the VOD. Awesome.
Nice.
He made a note in Discord saying, "Can't wait for the next time I miss an answer." It
always happens.
I've always considered true B movies to be the ones that were never meant for the big screen. Like, the people knew what they were making as they were making it. It was always indie distribution,
Like
more
Sharknado.
DIY style stuff like Evil Dead, Trimmers, Sharknado.
I just realized that this guy is straight up got a peg leg.
He has what?
Guy has a peg leg.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see it, but that leg definitely does not have a foot.
Did they forget to sculpt that part?
No, because his like calf is wood.
Hmm.
It's got wood texture on it. He's got a peg leg.
Well, funny.
Yeah, because you can see what this side looks like.
Oh, that's
very
actually kind of a neat detail.
Yeah, he's very clearly got a whole greave on this side. But
It's like
on
a
this
mace.
side,
It's like a mace. I wonder if you can swing it out and kick people in the head with it.
probably,
Oh.
probably. But you can see it's like strapped into the
Oh, yeah.
into the thing. That's cool.
The stirrups. Like
Yeah.
a custom stirrup made for his
His peg leg.
prosthetic.
Wad Tomato said, did you see they announced a new Mech Warrior game is in development? It's more campaign / story based, but you're dirty clanners. And then it stops, and I don't know if there's supposed to be more.
Is that just the MechWarrior 5 Clan Invasion one? I think it's the same MechWarrior 5 engine. It's just an expansion to it where it brings clans into the fray. And if you get to play as a clanner, then yeah, it'll have the campaign. But the current Mercenaries one has a campaign. It's kind of the Grey Death Legion campaign, so they're always the same.
There's not supposed to be something at the end?
Battletech gets stuck in its trope a lot of times of father runs Merc Company, son takes out the trash for Merc Company, disillusioned son hates his position, Merc Company gets raided by past employer or vengeful people, kills dad, son inherits Mech Company, way too young, old weapons trainer mentor's son.
This sounds like 5 gajillion other things that I've
Yeah, it's the same thing.
read and or
That's
watched.
the Grey Death Legion. You don't have to go read the books anymore. Thank you. You're welcome. And then I started MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, and I'm like, oh look, I've read this book because it's exactly the same thing. Grayson Death Carlisle, except his name is now Payson Schmeth Schmarlisle. Straight to video. As a complete tangent, I've been using your glaze and wash medium quite a bit lately with third-party speed contrast paints and works really, really well. Games played, yeah, definitely. Yep. We don't make we try not to make products that are inherently, monument use only. We like for our stuff to play well with others, because we know as well as anybody that, you're going to have a wide amalgam of tools you may use in your process. So we want you to be able to pick up the tool you need at the right time, and be able to get the same use out of it that you would otherwise. So good. Glad you're seeing good effects. The Arendani light ores. Yeah. The box sets. I have got way too many battle decks.
You have way too many that aren't even painted, and you have a ton that are painted.
I have too many that are still in the box.
Yep.
I got a lot that are painted.
Yep.
It is it's the one thing that goes all the way back to the dawn of miniature painting for me, other than the only thing that survives Battletech for longer in my pedigree of painting is D&D, like old Grenadier Ralpartha models for D&D. Because then it was Battletech. Battletech was kind of my first foray into that. Because that was kind of the same time, I would think, as trying to walk home fast from school to catch Robotech on TV, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe that was later, but we got so few of those things stateside. I feel like that was probably junior high time for me. That was probably, 12, 13, 82, 83. Seems about right. To try to make it home in time to catch some TV with either Star Blazers or Robotech going on.
I never watched any Robotech.
And that was my foray into big giant robots.
Robotech was one of the original mech. Was the original, right? Mech robot show?
No, the Grandizer Godiken stuff was before it.
Okay.
But it really never made it over here, I don't think.
Yeah, it was the first one that had
reach
into America.
Voltron.
Would you consider Voltron to be a mech?
Well, yeah, it was giant robot stuff, right? Just like Battle of the Planets.
Oh, Voltron. Yeah. Yeah.
And you said these were TV shows?
Yeah.
Like at after school time?
Manga, TV shows, yeah, they were all
cartoons.
They would be in the rotation sometimes. There was a 30-minute after-school slot in Texas, at least. And I would like to say it was like on Channel 39, which was one of the UHF channels,
Mm-hmm.
And it gave you random after-school cartoons. And so every now and then it was, it was like the Sid and Marty Krofft hour.
I was just thinking about that.
Where you would come back and you didn't know what you were going to get. You might get
exactly.
Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, or you might get
Land of
Electro
the Lost.
Woman and Dinah Girl.
Uh-huh. Or the Land of the Lost.
Or Land of the Lost or whatever. So you never knew what you were going to get, but it was, you would just sit down and hope it was your favorite. And if it wasn't, you'd go outside and play.
HR Puffin stuff.
And this was the same way. It had stuff like that. It had every now and then there was like a weird random Spider-Man cartoon that never really did very well. The Captain America, Fantastic Four. But you never knew what you're going to get. And sometimes you'd get, I think Star Blazers had its own slot, which was Spaceship Yamamoto, right? Called Star Blazers over here. And I think it had its normal slot. And you could get home and watch it. Or maybe it was like Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The schedules on TV were really strange back then, right?
I don't know. I came home every day and watched Gilligan's Island and the Brady Bunch. Bob, that they will not react oddly. No.
What's that?
Bob said, does the transparent react oddly to the glaze and wash medium?
No.
No, it's great.
They go
Just
well
paint.
together.
All of our stuff is just paint.
Yep.
That's why we do it that way. It's why we really strive hard to make sure everything is just an acrylic paint with not a whole lot of specialty crap added to it. We just make regular acrylic paint work in a lot of different ways so that all of it works together better, as opposed to making like a speed paint line that doesn't work well with any other paints, right? Having to relearn the way you paint just to paint faster never made sense. But your after-school cartoons were Toonami, Dragon Ball Z, Zoids, and Samurai Jack. Yeah, so that was after
Yep.
me. That was like my sister's.
That was me.
That was like 10 years after me.
Yeah.
Because I remember that from my sister's time.
Yep. Dragon Ball Z, Zoids, Samurai Jack.
The Voltron formula
any
is
of
used
these
a lot.
words.
Well, I mean, look at who are the Power Rangers? Same thing, right?
There's a group of 5 kids to save the world, but they're arguing over who got the last grilled cheese sandwich. So the monster kicks their butt.
And then they get together and they say, "Well, I really forgive you for eating the last grilled cheese sandwich." And then they all hug and they form their ultimate robot form and win.
What the heck?
Every episode was the same thing.
What'd you eat my grilled cheese sandwich?
Tiny's depressed because they made a fat joke. So now we can't win.
Ridiculous.
Same thing. It's always the same. Always the same, different same. Original Transformers was on at some point during my childhood. That might have been high school. I don't remember, but Transformers was on. Because I remember one of the things I wanted to see the most was the Transformers movie when it first came out, and it was such an incredible roller coaster
It's
for
not
me
that
as
long
a kid.
ago, right?
That was a long time ago.
Oh,
80s.
Transformer, not the like Megan Fox.
No.
No.
The animated movie.
Gotcha.
Because Transformers was a TV show, and then they made a movie of it, and a lot of it was weird because it had different animation studios doing different parts of it.
I hate that.
But there was a part of it that was done by a Japanese animation studio that was just incredible animation that you wished. It ruined the TV show because the TV show was all flat American style animation, and then the Japanese studio stuff that hit, or maybe it was a combo of studios that hit in the movie, there was parts of it that were just incredible. Yeah, it had like Leonard Nimoy voicing one of the like maybe he was Unicron. I don't remember.
That's cool.
Yeah, late 80s, I think, right? Would have been my high school age. Megatron say a bad word in the movie to get it a PG rating, maybe. Well, they had death, right? The first time any Transformers died. Yeah, that soundtrack is good. Orson Welles was Unicron. Leonard Nimoy was somebody in that too, I think. Maybe I got that wrong. Maybe it was Orson Welles I'm thinking. What Xenophonetic says, what 5 paints would save the world? Don't pick primaries. Well, that's a bad game.
We talk about this too much.
What
Like, we
5
can't
paints
pick-
would save the world?
We can't pick 5.
Camo greens and browns. That way the aliens can't see it to blow it up. Because it's camo. Get it?
How do you know what aliens can see and can't see?
I've seen movies.
Oh,
I've read some books. Well, I've looked at the pages and act like I read some books. I can't read.
you
But
just
you
stare
look
at
pretty.
the pages, and every once in a while you turn a page.
Pink,
make it look
neon
like you're
pink,
actually
more
doing
neon pink,
something.
and extreme pink, says Big Bob. Those are the 5 colors that save the world. Oh, Thor's ball. We need to change the title of the stream is, "Hey dude, where's my F-35?"
That'd be so funny.
I mean, I could change it right now.
Hey dude, where's my F-35?
It doesn't change anything. But that'd just be funny.
Changing it anyway.
Ba weep, grana weep, ninny bong. Yes.
Changed.
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 Done.
Dude, where's my F-35?
That's so
Death Spawn's taking this serious.
No.
He's like, no, I have the answer.
Oh, he was Galvatron. Oh, I can't remember all the Trons and Primes and...
too many of all of those things.
Can't remember it all, man. I can't keep up. Just one man with one brain. How am I supposed to know and contain all this fabulous nerd crap?
By putting it in your brain.
But there's no spaceman.
Especially with this like Renaissance nerddom going on, like everything's bent towards nerds. How the world? I lived all this stuff when we were desperate for it. That's the stuff that's in my brain. Now we're actually getting really cool stuff. I got no place for it.
I got no place for it.
I got no place for it. I had already given up hope. I had allotted my brain power. Those gigabytes or megabytes, as they are already allotted to other things. I have to admit, it wasn't. I watched like the whole Avengers somewhere. Where was I? Oh, in my hotel at Nova.
You watched it at Nova?
Yeah, it might have been that Saturday night after you missed dinner. Or,
Yeah.
no, Sunday night? No. Friday night? Whatever it was. Saturday night, right?
What'd
I
you
went out
watch?
and had dinner, but I got back and there wasn't anybody in the lounge downstairs, and I didn't want to go hunting for people, so I was like, I'm just going back to the room.
Yep.
So I went back to the room and turned on the TV, which I have to admit never happens. I never am in a hotel room with time to turn the TV
Yeah,
on. I'm
that's
always
not a
like checking
convention,
emails,
for sure.
going back through the stuff that I haven't done, especially at conventions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I turned on the TV and I grabbed that apple pie
Oh
and that
my
chocolate
gosh,
milk
yeah.
that Big Bob brought.
Oh, yeah.
And I sat there with
That
my apple
sounds
pie and my
delightful.
chocolate milk. I had to go downstairs. I was really bummed because there was no silver in the
So
in the
Oh,
hotel
yeah,
room.
dude.
So I got comfortable and everything was right. And I was like, oh man, I had to go down to the Starbucks.
Oh my gosh.
And get a knife and fork.
I bet we passed each other because I also had to get silverware for the food that I ordered because they didn't include it.
I think this was a while after that. Maybe not though.
Well, I didn't end up getting food until pretty late.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like the Avengers was on, and then I forget what came on after the Avengers, but I watched that too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't go to bed till late. I was just
Movie
like,
night.
I was enjoying watching movies in bed, eating apple pie and drinking chocolate milk.
That's fun.
That chocolate milk was really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, so you can buy something similar here, we found. Because I bought Jason some fancy chocolate milk, and he said it
Cool.
was
It's exactly
basically
the
same thing.
Where from?
From Safeway.
Thick,
Oh.
It's the
thick
glass
like a freaking
jar,
milkshake. Same thing.
Awesome.
Denizen Dairy or something like that. I
Is
think
it
You
like
have
a
to like
local-
clean the
It's a local
jar and
dairy.
return it to
Yeah,
them.
we had to return, like, you
Wait,
have to
really?
pay $2 for the bottle, and then you can return it back.
Now I feel bad because I just left the bottle that Big Bob brought in the hotel room.
Oh, yeah, it was probably the same where it was. Well, that's okay. Then the housekeeping found it, and they got $2. Oh, he said it was plastic.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. It was just a jug.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was. It was just like a milk jug.
Yeah. I'm gonna zoom out a little
Ours
bit.
is
I feel like
better.
This is hard to focus on here.
This is an old milkman glass jar here.
Gonna try some of it, and I totally forgot.
Yeah, so I sat and watched a movie in the hotel room. That's never happened.
Did he drink it all already, Jen?
Yeah.
Well, it had an expiration date.
Yeah,
It had
it's only
to.
good for a week after you open it,
Oh, okay.
because it's pretty thick.
It was in the fridge. She knows where the fridge is.
She had access to
I
it.
did have access to it, I just forgot. Not like
I don't write my
in my
name on
nature to
stuff.
drink anything except water or coffee at home.
I
So
say
didn't
that.
think
There are
about it.
certain things where we're like, touch this and die. But very rarely.
Not too many.
Touch this and
yeah.
die. Alrighty.
GoBots. I remember GoBots. Those were the first ones I had because you could get those at the grocery store and they were cheap. So I didn't have Transformers until much later in life. But I had GoBots. They were the B movie Transformers.
Go bots.
They knew their place.
Robots of disguise.
Big Bob, what explains everything? That I had GoBots instead of Transformers? I did have G.I. Joe, though.
He said, "Yep."
I did have G.I. Joe, though. I shouldn't have Transformers. Transformers were expensive, dude. Because they were like real toys.
Yeah, Clark John said GoBots are what your mom would buy you because they're the same,
Yeah.
but cheaper.
Yep, that's exactly it. It's why I didn't have Levi's. I had whatever Sears sold.
Yeah. Oh, I remember Tough Skin.
Tough Skins.
Yeah.
Freaking made like cardboard.
I had I was not a Girl Scout. I was a campfire girl, which is
Yeah.
like the generic version of Girl Scouts.
I was a Cub Scout, which was
we
technically a
weren't-
lead-in to Boy Scouts
That
because you
is,
had to
yes.
follow the protocol.
So we didn't have brownies. We weren't brownies. We were bluebirds.
Man, I did that whole shebang.
And we didn't sell cookies. We sold candy. It was the same but different.
Same, different same. Now the B-movie Transformers are the Transformers, and and the D movie
But
are
we
the
have Transformers
Transmorphers.
at
There's a
home.
Transmorphers. Oh my god. American knockoff of Lego.
Mega Blocks.
I don't remember what it would have been. I had Lego and Tonka toys or
Mega Blocks, I think, right?
Lincoln Logs.
Lincoln Logs.
A 24-hour challenge from me.
He'd fall over dead. Because he would literally go into the tunnel of painting for 24 hours.
I would.
And he would fall over dead.
So
Speed Racer, that's right. Speed Racer was a big one in that same time frame. And I like the Speed Racer ones because I feel like it always felt like drivers died in Speed Racer. Like it was heavy duty. No, I'm not saying that like I wanted the drivers to die, but Speed Racer was brutal.
I don't really remember it. I remember the theme. The Go Speed Racer Go.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I watched.
And you had like Chim Chim, the monkey. Was it Chim Chim a monkey?
Remember that.
I feel like I had a monkey sidekick named Chim Chim.
That made me just now think of BJ and the Bear.
Yeah, Speed's brother was Racer X.
I was a
Punisher, your name is the Punisher.
But how long did we call him Speed Chaser in Discord before we realized it was Speed Chaser?
Oh, that's true, huh?
It's like who was that other person who had that funky name? Oh, it's like Thespian or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like not. It's the like.
The something.
Yeah,
People were
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to say the something, but it was Thespian. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Thespian of Paint, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Thespian of Paint.
And,
Yeah.
and people would be like, the Spion of Paint.
Like, is it like the piano paint or something like that?
Anyone do anything fun over the weekend?
I did.
You guys did.
Yeah, Jason and I had a ton of fun on Saturday.
We played 10 hours of Commander.
It was great.
Insane.
It was great. A whole lot of Commander.
And I only had one game where I was like, I'm done. And it was the last one, so that was fitting. Usually I get burnt out long before that playing Magic these days. It was a great day. I think part of my energy comes from all the new people that we have playing in the office, and their
that's
energy
awesome.
is overwhelming.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody's just super excited. Even people who I wouldn't have thought in a million years would be down to try it out are all playing, and it makes me excited about it.
yeah.
Hipster Gumby said lots of magic.
You had a Ren Fair? Kara, that's nice.
Lumberjack Tim, we know, went to a show. Want tomato played cards and chilled. Insulated the attic.
Awesome. Thorspaw, it's fascinating how quickly you guys can achieve such cool results. I'm just base painting, so I know you're not talking about me. Although I did turn my purple base coat of my cloak into my kind of iridescent base for green on the cloak there, so I do have my purple shadows working, but I'm literally just base coating.
I may or may not paint best. Especially as I finish figuring out recipes for projects, and it just kind of gets to the point where I'm like, okay, these are the colors I'm using.
Yeah.
Here's the process sort of deal.
Broken Chef, I worked all weekend, pretty much. Not as much yesterday.
Jen unwrapped brush tubes and checked brushes all weekend.
Yesterday, I was telling Jordan,
Oh
I
my
sat,
gosh.
I watched 3 episodes
This
of The
sounds
Crown,
awesome.
and I was unwrapping brush tubes the entire time. Our brush tubes that you guys, when you guys buy brushes and they come in the plastic tube, every single tube is wrapped, like spiral wrapped in this like cellophane
tape. Yeah.
Protective covering.
It's terrible.
So we have to unwrap them all.
Some of them are really easy. They come off super fast, and others like melt.
Are a nightmare.
It's almost like they melt and like adheres to itself, and it's
Yeah, I've done some of the bigger
disaster.
ones.
The big ones are not nearly as bad as the small ones.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
Lumberjack Tim said, I also found out that hot pot is the best pregame for shows. You get plenty of energy, and the next day you're not so sore after punching your friends. How does it make you less sore?
Wait, why are you punching your friends?
Don't
Well,
ask
he's
him.
moshing.
This is, yeah.
Oh,
You're gonna
That's how he expresses his
I don't want
support for the band on the stage
I don't
by
want to
punching
punch
his
my
friend.
friends.
these kids.
These kids these days, punching friends and stuff.
He dances. Said,
That's
I dance, bro. I dance hard.
No. No, you don't. You hit people. Throw your fists and arms around.
Whack people in the
I
head.
dance hard.
Jason used to check every brush. Then he passed that responsibility on to me.
Yeah.
And then I have passed it along to others.
Others.
Yeah, right now we're in that phase of figuring out, as we go into our own brush production internally, making
lot of
sure that
people
a lot of
know
people
how to do
have
it.
that ability
Yeah.
inside, because one of the biggest things that causes us delays with brushes is our QC.
Yeah, because we're very particular about it.
I haven't checked a brush in years, probably.
Not unless we hand it to you and say, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of the final
Yeah, he's-
voice on them, but
which
I don't,
we've
I
had
don't do
that
the process
once.
anymore.
On
Right.
Friday.
But there were, up until beginning of this year, it was you. So think about this: the tens and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of brushes that have moved through here, Jen's checked the bulk of them. Isn't that crazy to think about? I don't even want to go back and see how many brushes that actually is, because then you'll probably faint from it. But yeah, Jen has lovingly checked every single brush until this last. Well, that's not true. Christian did some
Christian
checking
did a
last
bunch
year too.
on the-
So Christian helped out a lot.
No, Christian started. Oh, maybe.
It was last year.
Was it last year?
It was that last check of last year, and
That's true, because we haven't
before
really
Black
had,
Friday
had
happened.
many this
Yeah.
year. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I can't see anymore.
I can't see anymore.
I look at him, I'm like, I think it's fine.
Games played poorly. Is Jen officially the QA manager on brushes and soap? You like to think Jen checked your brush before it shipped today? It could be.
I may have.
It could be. We have
If you ordered a
1,
synthetic
2,
brush, I for sure did.
3, 4 people now that have been constantly checking, right? Including you? Maybe 5.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 people checking. Jen's done an absolute ton of them because she's the fastest at it. And
Yeah,
everybody
because
else
I've been
is being
doing it.
trained.
Just because I've been doing it for so long. Yeah.
Jen knows what to do.
Name of the brush line, Death. You can have a brush with death. There you go. That one's free, chat. You too can run a brush Kickstarter. I don't know what I want to do with the daggers. I'm going to leave it alone right now.
Oh, I got you, Tim. Protein helps with recovery, carbs with energy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Slavefar said, what are your thoughts on expanding your wash range? We have them.
We have them. There are thoughts that exist in
They
this building.
exist.
Yeah, we plan to release some more wash colors right now. It's up in the air as to how that will happen because I think the next ones that hit may be part of a signature set. But that's not a guarantee. The next paints that are hitting in the main line are the fluorescents. Then outside of the matte varnish and the, I can't believe it's not oil wash, it'll be probably 1 or 2 more signature sets for Adepticon style time frame. We're already working on one of those. Technically we're working on 2 of those, but this office is not working on the second one. The artist is, or the artists. And then probably expansion set 5 would come after that.
I'm very excited.
But we do have the glaze and wash medium. So,
Yeah, the glaze and wash medium makes whatever wash color you want,
yeah.
but
But we
it
do
may
know,
be a bit before
we
you
do know
have
that
pre-mixed
people,
colors.
don't always, they want to have something that they can just grab without having to mix
But
it.
we could just also surprise you and release 3 more colors and put them into a 6-color set with the existing ones, and just call it a day because there's enough room to do that. We'll see. We shall see.
Leonius, glad to hear that you love the brushes. We do our best to check them, but the disclaimer is we're not using them to paint. We're just looking at them for any potential issues, and so there might be some that sneak by us that are not really up to our standards. And if you ever get one, just let us know.
Clarkatron, the brown wash in the initial launch was not as pigmented as I think people wanted, so we redid that one. But the flesh wash has always been tremendously pigmented. Like, you can't use it without thinning it down, just like the black.
Punisher would like to know if you have any colors in mind for more washes.
I would like to have like a deep green, possibly a purple. Probably something in the dirty brown range. But with a different
Probably won't be hot pink.
overall hue. No, not hot pink. Like Jordan said earlier, you've had a lot of good ideas. That wasn't one of them.
Okay to be wrong sometimes.
But you'll be able to make a hot pink wash with the fluorescent and the glaze and wash medium.
This is true.
There you go. You've seen it, Mo. Tim, I already told you. Q4 2073.
What's that?
Glad.
Oh, yeah.
You should know this.
It's on the calendar here.
It's on the calendar.
I'm gonna go check when I get back to my desk, and I'm gonna laugh so hard when it is actually on the calendar for
It needs to be.
2076. I'll put it on the calendar. 2077? 2076?
3.
2073?
Yeah.
I'll put it on there.
You might still be around. We're not going to be around.
I will
We'll have to deal with the consequences of that.
I will be 80.
Yeah.
I will be 80 when that happens.
He will be Lord God King of Monument by that time.
Lord God King Jordan of Monument. 80 years old.
Still kicking. He'll be as slow as I am.
At 80, I imagine I will be quite a bit slower. This is not too bad for one day's work so far. Still got like half an hour left too. That was great.
Yeah, 1:32. Still got plenty of time.
Oh yeah. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Games Played Poorly would like to know if there's a potential for a corpse ooze wash, like a clotted blood and body seepage that you could put on a zombie soldier in uniform.
What did you call it?
Corpse ooze.
Ugh.
Corpse ooze. Just mix petroleum and
I'm guessing no.
petroleum brown
we
and
never say
No,
no
I mean,
about
like I said, I'm
everything,
going
but-
for like I want to have kind of a greenish. You know, if it was kind of a yellowy green, then that might work. But I don't know that I want to make it that specific. You know, but like all of our stuff, you can.
We would definitely not call it corpse ooze, I can tell you that.
There's that.
not our style for naming conventions.
Yellow,
There
green plus
is that.
petroleum.
Yeah, bright yellow, green, petroleum. That poor Florida man is over there working on a synthwave army, and you haven't sent him test fluorescence. We don't do that. Even people like Kenny don't get samples that early.
Yep.
They have to meet through approval, and they have to go through one preliminary manufacturing batch before I'll give them to anybody. Because right now what we have is basically hand mixed batches, and we haven't dialed those in, and so I don't give those out.
Yep.
Kenny got some of the very, very early Matt and Ben ones, like the first ones that Ben and Matt tested from. He got a couple of those. But that's very rare.
I've been doing I've been doing testing on them though.
I think just as soon as we make sure the red formula hits like the rest, that we're pretty good to go.
Yeah, I think so.
Clarktron said, so if you wanted to make something with the consistency or texture of blood for the blood god, what kind of medium could I use? I assume the new dark crimson would be the right color.
I mean, you should just use dark crimson.
Yeah, I have to admit, I don't know. I've never used blood for the blood god.
You should just use dark crimson.
If you want it chunky, then I thicken some sort of acrylic thickener.
Yeah.
They make thickening mediums.
You could potentially use like a retarder gel or something. But I
I'm
mean,
bucking. There's two other people here that are really doing a lot of the work, so.
That guy.
here, hold on. You want to use it like blood effects.
But you can get Uhu if you really want to go nuts. I don't know that you can thin Uhu, but
So this is dark crimson, and you can see there's like some splotchiness where I built up the thickness of it. On the edges.
I mean, I've watched a lot of Dateline, and that looks like blood to me.
Yeah, yeah. This is literally just dark crimson. So
I love that. I watched Dateline. That sure looks like blood.
I skipped over it. I was ignoring it. Yeah. All you need, one bottle of dark crimson. And it's cool because when you thin it out a bit, it loses a little bit of that shine. So where it pools up, it's even more reflective. So you get this like kind of weird sheen where it dries in different levels of matte, which looks really, really, really convincing for. Because I put it on really thick and I splattered it on, and where those droplets dried, they dried more shiny than where I blended it out.
Well, there's parts on there that look like it's a chunk of congealed blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right there.
Which is awesome. Yeah.
Or like here. If I can get it in the, like on the tip of the blade there.
But it is not thick. You have to work at that.
Yeah, you have to build it up. It's also not blood. We didn't bottle up blood, everybody. Just paint.
He's paid to say that.
Dark Crimson is the is it Matt or Ben? I don't know.
It is
Matt?
yes.
Dark Crimson is the Matt Sex Switch. I can't say his name.
Sex Witch.
Sex Switch Wish set. Dateline is always, who would have thought she would have chopped up her 5 ex-husbands and then served them as meat pies? But then you see her picture and the instant red flags go off. Nah, they all light up a room. Oh, I guess that's the victims.
Yeah, the victims light up a
The
room.
victims light up the room.
The perpetrators are always like, I never would have thought he was always such a nice person.
Yeah.
He was always so nice. He was always so much involved in the community.
Thought everybody loved her.
Of course she was. That's where she got her victims.
So, there you go. They're
There you
available. You don't even have to buy the whole set. You can just buy that one color.
So, and Sean's dad, what's going on?
Hello.
The Night Stalker documentary is super creepy and well done.
Is that a new one? I feel like we watched an old one.
I don't
like an older
remember.
one about the Night Stalker. But you should buy the whole set. Not if you don't need it. Just one color.
The old Night Stalker TV show was great. That was really good. It was like a weird, like I used to love Night Stalker because I think it came on right around the same time that like Twilight Zone Outer Limits did. Night Stalker was really good. Had like, it's back in the day of like Howard the Duck comic books. The Night Stalker had, what was a detective's name? It was like monsters, like vampires and werewolves and things
Not
like
the serial killer. Night Stalker. Richard Ramirez.
Kolchak.
Yeah, we watched one.
Because am I thinking of the right one? Was Night Stalker the one that had like supernatural stuff that he had to be the detective finding? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The Dad in Christmas Story. It's a major award.
Crazy odd stories and stuff. Yeah. It was like a real world Scooby Doo.
Oh.
Except without the
Like
stupid
live
Scooby
action.
snacks and no Shaggy.
Live action. But was it true? It wasn't true because it
Oh
was.
no.
Okay.
No, it's totally made up stuff.
Okay.
Stuck on Friday the 13th, the series Freddy's Nightmares and Tales from the Dark Side. I'm pretty sure that Night Stalker came before most of that stuff, didn't it? Because that was where it was kind of like an early X-Files, but that was when I was a kid. And I'm pretty sure that Friday the 13th was my teenage years. When did Friday the 13th come out? It was like 85, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in the 80s, but Games Played Poorly said that he didn't get to watch Kolchak because he was stuck with Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay, I got you.
He was before.
I see what you're
like,
saying. I see
Kolchak
what
was
you're saying.
before that, so he was too young. Is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, because there was another one too that was like Twilight Zone, but it was called it wasn't a Rod Serling one. I loved all those shows. I loved them. The Twilight Zone had one that was kind of like I think it was the Twilight Zone. This particular one was kind of like not the same But in the same vein as the portrait of Dorian Gray, right? It had a painting hanging on the wall of this like horrible rich person's house, and he had like either gotten the money or something by killing his grandfather, and then he got the estate and like forged the will or something, and there was a painting of the grounds of the house that showed the family mausoleum and stuff, and he every time he would walk by it, he started seeing it change a little bit after they buried his grandfather in like the mausoleum. Night Gallery. That was Night Gallery. Yeah,
They really all want you to know it's Night Gallery.
Night Gallery.
They're frustrated.
Night Gallery. I think Night Gallery might have been this one, right? That was the one where the painting, because they talked, that was the Night Gallery thing, was they would look at the paintings and they would tell a story now about what was on the painting. And this guy had a painting as he come down the stairs, and it kept moving, and the mausoleum doors broke open, and like a shambling corpse kept getting closer in the painting to the foreground or whatever, and then there was a knock on the door and the guy died of a heart attack. And it wasn't a zombie, it was like the neighbor or something come by and knock on the door, but it was when the zombie had come up in the clothes and knocked on the door and the guy had a heart attack, and it was probably somebody changing the painting, like painting Star Wars on starving artist paintings.
Horrible.
Your born on date was 1974?
Night Court. I think Night Court was a different one.
Yeah, not Night Gallery with Judge Reinhold. Alfred Hitchcock Presents. There were all sorts of them back then. They just had weird tales.
Zoe and Sean's dad, thank you. FYI to all who read this, I used to think you should only buy one at a time until I bought the whole set and was way more pleased with the decision.
That's funny.
Nice.
It is more efficient, but
That's the way you should do it.
Hmm. All coming together.
That dog don't hunt.
That dog don't hunt? Why no dog, no hunting?
Black wash over there.
Yeah.
Mine is empty.
My brown wash is almost dead. So close.
Tales from the Hard Side by Biohazard. Tim. Tim. It's nearly gone. I need somebody to buy me a set of paints.
What? Wait, I'm sorry, what?
you need me to get you some.
I'm like nearly out of paint.
I need another glaze and wash medium.
Yeah,
Do you
this
need me
one's
to
not
go get you guys some things?
bad. Huh?
Do you need me to go get you some things?
Not right now. I'm making do with the end of the bottle. I'm fine.
We only have 15
I'm
minutes
mistreated,
left.
but I'm fine. I'll be okay.
We
I'll
only
be
have 15
fine.
minutes, so you should be fine.
We'll survive for the next 15
You'll
minutes.
survive.
Worst case scenario, if Jason starts really getting all kind of crazy over there, we got my bottle, so.
You need a new set of expansion 5? Wait a minute. So do I.
Yeah, I need that too. Can I get one? Are you going to take
I
care
have
of
a few of the
shipping it all?
colors. Well, actually, I don't. I think Jordan stole them. Oh, no, they're over here.
No, they're over there. I gave them back.
He gave them back.
Look, I steal a lot of things, okay? But I always give them back eventually.
Wait a minute.
I always give them back.
No, wait.
Wait, which one have I stolen and not given back?
All of them. All the other ones.
I give those back.
Clarkatron said you mentioned the brown wash was reformulated. If I've got one of the older ones, could I maybe add a few drops of the brown transparent paint to the bottle, or
Yeah.
would that be dumb?
Yeah, or mix it with black transparent or black wash or whatever you want.
Lord's Pause, you're not here. If you were here in this building, then I would consider getting you a chocolate milkshake. But you're not here.
Can I get a chocolate milkshake?
I would consider it. Because you are here.
I need to find a good place to get a chocolate milkshake from.
The stand.
Oh, right.
But they're not
Yes.
open on Mondays, so you can't
Are
get
you
that today.
serious?
Yeah, why is it that the only time I ever think of the stand is on Monday?
What the heck?
Unfortunately, not open Mondays.
This is like actually unacceptable.
Very close to agreeing with you. Except that I'm used to it because I grew up in Texas where all the Mexican restaurants I loved were closed on Mondays
The good Mexican restaurants around here are closed on Mondays as well.
I'm used to all the Asian restaurants being closed on Sunday. Like, couldn't get teriyaki, couldn't get Japanese.
Oh, ours are closed on
Chinese.
Monday. Like China Chili's closed on Mondays.
Yeah.
too. Yeah, China Chili closed on
Yeah,
Monday.
ours was on Sundays.
Their weekend starts on Monday. Their one-day weekend. I just thin down the black to where it's more of a gray, right? It's very, 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 very thin. I can put that over this dark warm gray, bright warm gray that I did on the puffy cloth arms.
Used to be a place. Let's see if they've opened back up again.
I mean, you can go to Cold Stone Creamery or whatever it is.
Cold
Yeah,
Stone
Cold Stone's
will
not
make
too
it-
bad.
Marble slab. Best chocolate shake you'll ever get. $15.
Yeah, they're really expensive.
Yeah, they're super expensive.
$15. There's that place that's up off of Central, right across from Joyride. Where I
Oh,
took you for
the
your
churn.
birthday.
Churn. Yeah.
Churn is there.
Churn is good.
Churn makes amazing shakes. Again, $12.
Yeah.
$9 to $12 or something like that.
McAlpine's is still closed. Jeez, that's sad. There's a really good place that that had like a whole soda fountain with ice cream shakes and floats with all kinds of different flavors. And it was so good. And they closed at the beginning of COVID and have not opened back up again.
Yeah, Tim's like on the East Coast, the Asian restaurants never close. They're like 24/7.
Jealous. Jealous.
Clarkatron says, I'm a big fan of trying expensive versions of things at least once to see what they're like.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I have a struggle with a $15 chocolate milkshake because you can go for $9 and buy like a Bluebell gallon of ice cream and
make
make
it
an
at home.
amazing chocolate
Yeah.
milkshake at home with a blender.
Yeah.
Now you have to buy the blender and all, but assuming you have all that,
Yeah.
and that $9 worth of chocolate ice cream from Bluebell makes you a heck of a lot of shakes.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between a good chocolate shake and a not good chocolate shake, is it has to be made with very rich, like Dutch chocolate ice cream. It can't be made with like standard milk chocolate, or even worse yet, like vanilla with chocolate syrup, which is how all the fast food joints do it,
Oh,
except for the
no.
stand.
Jenny, you right over there?
Are you talking
Jen's
about Doris
dying.
Paws? I'm a big fan of trying expensive versions of things at least once. He goes, I used to do that with prostitutes.
Oh my god.
He made it plural, though, as opposed to I tried that once with prostitutes.
Oh my god. Oh.
Doris Paws, do you live in Phoenix and do you travel 27th Avenue frequently?
Oh my goodness.
It puts the $5 milkshake scene in Pulp Fiction in a bit of a different light, yeah. I will gatekeep some milkshakes, man, because, you know, I'm a chocolate lover, and you can't just, you know, milk chocolate ruin chocolate. I'm going to say it.
I agree.
I'm just going to say it.
You and I have very similar opinions when it comes to chocolate milk.
Milk chocolate ruin
and
chocolate.
Chocolate
You can't-
shakes.
Can't do it.
T. Schmidt wants to know if it's possible to paint a cold yellow green.
Yes.
Cold yellow green?
I mean, if you're painting a yellow green, it's inherently cold, generally.
Well, anything with yellow starts trending towards warm because that's the warmest color. But if you want it to feel cool, then your shadow base is going to be the thing that dictates a lot of that, right? It's the same way, you know, painting non-metallic gold. If you start with blues, purples, you know, cooler colors, then you get an overall cooler gold, even though you've worked up through yellow green and such, and yellow at the top, right? Because the shadow is 50%, or maybe not visually, like lay of the land 50%, but visually it winds up having a huge impact. So. Because if you try to mix the color to be cool, then you no longer have yellow-green, right? If you paint a walk-in freezer, it'd be pretty cool. I like Wad.
That's true.
Wad's got it figured out.
Yeah.
Just turn the AC up. Or down, whichever way your lingo works.
Man, I was actually downright cold this weekend.
Isn't it nice
In
that
my
at night
apartment.
it's under 100? Finally?
Yeah.
In the
I sleep
morning,
better.
when I take the dog out, I'm like, oh, it's nice out.
I sleep better.
Yeah.
For
I was
sure.
I was cold in my office this morning. It was like 79 degrees outside, and I had my fan pointed straight at my face, and I was like, it's kind
Like,
of
I
chilly.
gotta turn this off for a minute.
Yeah.
Dab of teal underneath. I mean, yeah, purples, anything that will cool it off. But yeah, you can definitely do it. I mean, again, not to keep pulling it, this model's here, so I'll pull it down. You can use what appears to be, like bright yellow greens, yellows, and stuff like that, but still have the overall feel of the model be on the cooler range, because the other shift of color is into cooler colors, right? So if what you're asking is, does this read as cool? It reads as both, but it balances really well, right?
Well, you can also talk about cool in relation to other colors too, right?
Yeah, because everything else you're painting is red or orange,
Yeah.
and you put green on it.
Cold.
But yeah, that's one of, for years, why I've been talking about the fact that when you paint your base color, think about how the main color you're painting registers visually in the temperature scale. So if I'm painting Blood Angels, starting with a Payne's Gray base, and then working through Plum, which in of itself is not the warmest color, right? Cools my shadows off, right? And gives me a really good way to have red not be overbearing. Same with skin on demons. Start with purples, start with dark blues, and then work. And rather than, I mean, you could just mix those with pyro red and get those middle colors, but go into something like dark plum or burgundy, and then hit it with red, so that red becomes the contrast color in all of that too. And it gives you a much better read on things. You'll notice that the gold, which would normally be something that would be a very high temp visual on models, is actually one of the cooler things here. Not withstanding the steel and the lightning claws, but just looking at where you've got the gold. I can't get away from blue on this model, can I? everywhere is. I've done such a great job balancing it. But when you look at the red and the gold together, the gold actually falls into a cooler hue because of the green base.
Sorry, I had to laugh at Dr. Rhino.
Jen's laughing at you.
He
Jen.
said, for the
Jason.
love of God, people buy more paint. I need Jason to open a second facility conveniently in my area so I can finally work for Monument and get free paint, maybe. And I had to laugh at that. Nobody gets free paint.
Nope.
They get really cheap paint,
They get cheap
and they
paint,
do
but not
get
free.
some free paint. All the factory seconds, but it's never the color you want,
No.
right? Like it's a grab bag in the factory seconds. We
Tim-
have a rack of paints in the game room now, which is where all the factory seconds go, and there's a lot of empty slots in there.
Oh, are there now?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tim, is there something that, or like, are there lots of reasons keeping you in the Northeast or in Pennsylvania? Because it's not even fall yet, and you're already ready for summer.
Who's this?
Tim.
It's frigid. Whatever.
But I mean, like, if it's because you're close
Dr.
to family
Rhino's like,
or
I
your wife's
challenge you
job
to
or
a
something
duel.
like that. But otherwise, I would feel like your job is needed everywhere.
You want to be our taste tester? No.
We don't
No.
have that.
That position does not exist and will not exist. Sorry.
Leonidas Rex, exactly. I was gonna say, it's good there.
And he calls himself a lumberjack, and 65 is frigid.
Thor's paws, I'm with you on that one. We've got to call him on his shenanigans on that one. But monument milkshakes. We do need like to make milkshakes here.
We should do milkshake Mondays.
We need a soft serve machine.
No,
Jen, no.
we don't need that.
No, we do not.
We need a soft serve machine, chat.
Here, Jason, what we can do is we can stash it at my place. I'm only a block away.
You'll wheel it over here
I'll
like the
wheel
ice
it
cream
over
man every
here.
morning. He'll just
You
show up
got
with
it.
bell ringing, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I know that's never going to happen, so I'll say, okay. Get a soft serve machine and get Jen some roller skates. I see we're back to the conversation about responsible adulting again. Jen just shakes her head and tunes out. She's like, oh, it's going this direction. And a week from now, when I go, remember when we talked about getting the soft serve machine? And she will go, no, that never happened.
Or she'll say, yeah, we talked about it.
No, she doesn't do that.
And the answer was no.
She's like, no, you spoke a lot of words, but we did not talk about it.
It's so appropriate.
You hate the cold, anything under 80, and you're ready for summer to come back? Dude, you need to move to Arizona. You would love it here. Get a Slurpee machine. Those break all the damn time. Snoopy snow cone machine. You remember those?
Mm-hmm.
It was the same time as like the Fuzzy Pumper Barbershop.
Yeah, it's another one that I wanted that I never got as a
kid.
kid.
Yeah, the bake thing. The
Easy Bake Oven.
The Easy Bake Oven. You never got an Easy Bake Oven.
Mm-hmm.
I never got any of that crap either. I think my sisters had a Fuzzy Pumper Barbershop. But I remember the Snoopy snow cone machine. And the Snoopy brush a toothbrush. Snoopy had a whole line of cool stuff, man. He had an electric toothbrush.
I did have the Snoopy phone.
There was a Snoopy phone.
I had the Snoopy phone.
Where you picked him up off the top of the... It was his belly laying on the top of his house?
No, he was standing. He was standing up just holding the
Oh, there was
receiver.
another one where you hung him up in the top of his doghouse and he was laying on his back and you picked him up and... I guess you were talking into his butt. That's kind of weird.
That's kind of weird. I'm thinking about this now. This is weird. We shouldn't have been doing this as children.
McDonald's milkshake machine is broken all the time. They got sued over their milkshake machine being broken? What? You can't sue somebody for not having the product they advertise. I mean, you can. Good luck with that. Zeno says, I've thought about moving to Arizona. How conservative are the politics in Phoenix?
Not.
Not?
More
It is-
conservative
it is
than
the Wild
Seattle.
West
It's
out
the
here.
Wild West out here now.
It's like, what's your scale? Because like, man, here compared to
On a
Seattle,
scale
like,
of New York to Texas,
yeah,
where does it fall? Can't even say that anymore because all the Californians moved to Texas, so...
It used to be much more conservative than it is now.
because I'm gonna be honest, I was talking to Hayden and I was like, man, it is much more conservative out here than it is in Seattle.
Oh, much more.
Yeah,
Yeah, it depends on what your litmus test is, right?
Right,
your
that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah, for sure. I
it's
know.
like my scale is
Yeah,
super like
that's very
shifted,
true.
right?
If
Very
you're
true.
in Portland, if
Yeah.
you're coming from like Portland or New York City or
Yeah, so Zeno,
or
it just
Seattle
depends on
or
it depends on where you go.
California, like San Francisco, LA, something like that, then Arizona is extremely conservative. They used to say it all the time. I think they just didn't want to make milkshakes. Well, we learned because there was a person in here that had been a manager for McDonald's or had worked at McDonald's, and we learned that there is a shift change where the machines have to get cleaned, and there's like only one company that like McDonald's signed some contract with one service company that could service those machines, and there was some big problem with them here recently or over the last year, and so there were a lot of machines that couldn't get serviced, and
I don't know.
I don't know. I know that I did go to McDonald's that one night. Remember my night where I came home ready to kill people because I went to 5 fast food. All I wanted was a chocolate shake.
That unironically
I didn't want anything but a chocolate shake. I'd already eaten. I just wanted a chocolate shake. So I went to 5 fast food joints, and it was like past 8 o'clock, and none of them had shake machines working. None of them. So it's not just McDonald's. It's that there has to be something with when the machines get cleaned, and it takes a long time to get all of the cleaning done. And so they probably do it at the shift where not a whole lot of people come through.
Yeah.
Which would be that weekday after 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
They do it on the weekends too, which is dumb.
Bye, T. Schmid.
Bye, D. Schmidt.
See you,
Also
T.
by
Schmidt.
us.
We're done too.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
Oh, yeah, it's 2:02.
What time is it
Oh,
for
gosh.
us?
Okay.
Yeah, because you can't just clean the machine. It's not like just wiping it down, right? When you
Yeah, you
have,
have to, like,
when you
heat the
have
machine up.
when you have milk products touch a machine like that for a long period of time, you have to like probably steam clean the bastage.
Yeah, I think it has its own self-cleaning system.
The dude who cleans the machines was on that F-35.
Oh my god. No, I'll tell you what. After dropping that F-35,
Hashtag
he's gonna
never
be
gets
cleaning
old. Thor's
them.
Paws never gets old.
He's gonna be cleaning milk machines and.
The stream name for the
McDonald's
next
after
month
this.
is going to be Dude Still Looking.
Is what?
Dude Still Looking.
Yeah.
Still looking for my F-35.
Dude, where's my F-35? Still looking. All right, gang. Fun times today. Glad to hear that everybody had a great weekend. Hopefully the week has started off on the right foot. And it continues to go that way for you. We will be back all week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Remember, we stream from noon to 2 p.m., our hobby lunch like today. And then tomorrow, Tuesday and Thursday, we do the 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. thing. So lots of fun to be had this week still. We hope to get you back here. If you are new around here and you have not hit that follow button yet, please do. We
like
do
having
all
you around.
sorts of shenanigans around here. Jordan paints models way too fast, so don't be surprised if you show up one day and we have another painter here that doesn't make me look so bad. But other than that, it's pretty cool. Thanks for hanging out. Stick around. Make sure to show some love in the chat we wind up with because we're going to throw you off on a raid. And have a wonderful evening as you sail off into some more hobby. And we will be back tomorrow with no dirty milkshakes. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.